Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. We are live on YouTube. This is Terribly Live with my amazing co-host, Drake. Hello, Drake.
Hey, hi ho. How's it going, everyone?
Well. What do we have planned today? Well, we're going to have a Saturday sesh and come hang out and chat with the community. Smoke some amazing dabs. Hash, what do you got? What are you smoking on today, Drake?
Oh, a little mix of what was it? What did I squish? 91 Crypt and Black Garlic again, I believe. It might have been My Little Pony, aka NL Dog, but I think it was Black Garlic.
Sounds amazing. I am going to open up some of this purple punch is what I'm going to go in on this morning. It is a cold cure. Got it downtown at the local dispensary. There we go. Purple punch.
Looks nice. Hopefully it's got a little punch for you.
It actually, this one does. I've had this cultivar before and I've had it from this same one. So this is a repurchase. Do like it compared to some of the other stuff that I have available to me. It's one of my more favorite ones. I am going to get the link out, get chat shared out, get everything up. If you're here today hanging out with us, make sure you have it on live chat and not top chat, so you won't miss out on some of the comments. Pop out chat. There we go. Do what I just said. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, also, Drake, talk about our Discords before we get going here. I always forget to mention that.
Oh, we've got the little side Jadam Discord on the go. We also post when we're going live, and it's a little way to get in contact with us aside from some of the other various outlets. And it's mainly just for Jadam information. There is some more straightforward kind of the basics laid out for you to get a decent preliminary understanding, and hopefully encourage you to dive deep into it. So yeah, come check that out, the Discord that we got over there. All right. And then speaking of Discords, we always got to throw down lemons, because you'll find us over there at the NW47 Discord, chopping it up, chatting with breeders and growers and having a good time. It's definitely, we're a lot more active around there, and ours is great for information.
Yeah, ours is literally like a filing cabinet or open source book resource if you have it, and it's free, of course, to join. It's also for computers and for your phone in case you didn't know about it. Good morning, Red River. Would you like to join this morning, Red River? We were going to have a conversation with the community. One of the things we were going to talk about is, gosh, this trucker thing that's going on in Canada. At least Drake doesn't know what we're going to talk about. I want to talk about it. I think it's freaking awesome that you Canadians are all getting together, or, maybe it might not be the right thing for everyone, or, so on and so on. But hey, at least they're getting together and doing something. You know what? Speaking of which, I wear my Hemp Fest shirt today because it could be, because of those truckers right now, we could be celebrating Hemp Fest. It could be opening up the world for everybody with them by doing that. Just saying, I think it's a pretty cool movement. Go Canada.
Let's just hope for the good. Hopefully all the good comes from it. Ready for a good dab, that's for sure. I know some good's gonna come from that. Oh yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let me get the link out here. Gosh dang it. Too many links. Copy, paste, copy. Next one. Okay. I don't know. What do y'all think out there? D's in chat. Hello, Bet's out there. How are you? We got Green Goddess in the house. We got CBC in the house. Good morning. How are you all? What do you guys think about that Canada thing? D's from Canada. I'm just going to totally just throw out the link right here. Somebody wants to come on and hop on. You can come in and hang out with us this morning. Here is the chat. Red River. I didn't put it in Instagram. I'll just put it right here. And if you want to join the chat, this is a live link. Come on in and hang out. Let's have a conversation this morning. Pin the message up top here. Can I finally get in and get this dab here? Today I'm watching the Viva Fray on YouTube to see history. Protesters Convoy Ottawa 2022. Awesome, CBC. That's cool. Yeah, I've been trying to go around and figuring out what the best channels to watch, and obviously, like, Instagram kind of seems like everybody's kind of really putting the truth on the Instagram. You can't really trust these news media people anymore. I don't know. What do you think? Drake looks like he took a nice
anymore.
Yeah, anymore. Yeah, you've never been able to trust them, but now it's really getting worse. You know what I mean? Even worse now. Good morning, Funny. How are you today? Oh, Keepers of the Strains is on. Hello, hello. And Dee's popping in with us first thing.
That was solid. My eyes are going fucking squirrely on me
Is
from
it?
that one.
I'm trying to just spill my coffee. I'm trying to stir my coffee without spilling it.
Gonna have quite the selection coming up soon in the next week or so. So I'm excited about that. And cheers, D. How are you doing?
He is
Maybe give him an
muted
extra
right
second.
now.
Give him a second.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody today?
It's great, man. Good to hear you.
There we
Holy
go.
shit, good to see you.
What's going on? I'm just on my way up to the garden.
Out of this world, dude.
Yeah, man. I got my grow room igloo behind me.
There it is. Yeah. The Canadian grow. Nice.
Yeah,
That's how we grow here. Igloos.
igloo.
Igloo style growing. Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's your trademark HPS in an igloo right there. I can tell. Seen many.
So,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Awesome. So that's been what you got rocking in the garden right now. What are you excited for? Are you harvesting soon? You just flip? Where are you at?
I'm a couple days of flipping. I'll be flipping on, I think, Tuesday, the 15th, the day after Valentine's. And I'll just show my garden off here. This is it here. 3 days or 4 days left till I flip. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I got some Morgana again, and this time sour Morgana, and
Nice.
I got some Triangle Kush crosses and Crinkle, all kinds of good stuff going on in here. And tomatoes. I've got some autos flowering right now.
Look at them coming along.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's looking great, dude.
Thank
Nice
you.
thick canopy, that's for sure.
Yeah. Whoops.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna get my first dab in today.
Right on. Do it up. Dabs up, everybody.
Yes, cheers, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're on live chat over top, chat, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, all the fun stuff. It helps out, build this community, and see if you can catch us on the other streams. See if you can find us. Say hello. We'll say hello to you, that's for sure.
We've got some seed swap events coming on in the future. I'm going to be broadcasting those. I'm looking forward to being out and hanging out with that stuff. We're going to have one down in Eugene. There's another seed swap that I'm not going to be making it to that's down in Humboldt. So if you're anybody that's in that area, there's going to be another seed swap in Humboldt. I think it's coming up around the 19th of this month. I have to check on that for the date. I can't remember right now. But if you follow Joey Berger over on Instagram, that's what's his under. I can't remember what he's actually under. Drake, do you remember? On Instagram, we probably should show that off.
I know you can find him under Joey Berger at Facebook.
There you go.
Very active on there. Lots of updates and in lots of the different groups that are in there, the KNF, Jadam, and the regenerative farming groups, so on and so forth. Let's see, let's check, let's find. It is the Humboldt Local 2.0. There you go. That is how you find Joey Berger, the Humboldt Local 2.0. Hey, Bets, how's it going?
Woo!
Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Oh, it's going well over here. Tara's just getting her first dab in. I'm thinking about getting my second one in.
Yeah,
Enjoying the sunshine.
Nice. I tell you what, we're down in Southern California. I'm down here. It's funny, actually. I came out here because my Cincinnati Bengals are in the Super Bowl, and they are playing down here at the LA Stadium against the LA Rams. So I've got my son down here. I got to meet my new grandbabies. I got 2 grandbabies.
Oh, right on.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And we were gonna try and go to the stadium for the tailgate party, but they were already full on Monday. So we're gonna go down there and probably only be to walk around. But yeah, we're out here for this, and then I'm hanging out for another couple of weeks. in the California area. I believe Red River was on last week, and he was
Well,
talking
I'm
about the
hoping he's going to join us today.
yeah, him and I both are in the Gangier program.
That's awesome.
So we were just having a conversation yesterday, or was it the day before, with Red, talking about the terpenes and how cool it will be to be able to go and to test the terpenes and smell the flowers and have it be consistency with tests and stuff like that. That'll be really cool. In the Gangier program.
And just to get all this knowledge from Swami and Frenchie was on there with his recording of the hash stuff, and all these people that are in our industry, the top knowledgeable people. I'm watching all these videos and I'm just soaking it up like a sponge.
It's so good to have just a kind of a standard that's now going to spread further than just one location because it's open. You know, we've even there's people from all over the world coming and taking this course. So at least then we can get that kind of as I said, that similar standard for these different terpenes, and everyone's going to perceive things differently. So then when we're in the same area and we have like this is limonene or this is valentine or whatever, and then you get to smell it, and then you all get to see what each other's take is and how everyone expresses the way they perceive the sense differently. But then you'll also be able to kind of more isolate different smells, and like a lot of us don't have as fine-tuned of sniffers as the other people. So then just by being around them and getting those scents and seeing how they relate to them, you can improve your way of relating to them. And then it's going to be able to make it so that there's people all across the world that are going to have a certain smell and be like, oh wow, there's lots of limonene there, or I'm using very obvious ones like say pinene too. That's one that most people could easily pick up. But I just think it's cool to have the little bit more of a, what should we say, like a homogenization of the descriptions, because right now it's so tough. We could give the same herb to 10 people and pretty well get 10 different descriptions of it. So as a patient that's trying to look for something specific to them and utilize that, it makes it a lot more difficult. So this is going to really help tighten that circle up. So super cool. Sorry to go off on a tangent.
No, I agree. I think that there does need to be some kind of standardization in our industry because, like you said, I mean, everybody's endocannabinoid system's different. They're gonna their palates are gonna pick up things different than somebody else. So at least having that guide of what does what, where they come from, and why, this is a really good opportunity for the industry. What's happening there, Red River?
Hey, cheers, brother. How's it going down there?
Hello. Welcome.
Hey, had to get my headphones on, man.
Good morning. Good morning. What's
Cheers,
everybody
everybody.
hitting on in chat out there? How y'all doing? Thanks for joining us today. What's Red hitting on today? What do we got?
This is some 10th Planet that I mixed with some wedding cake, so I like the terps a little bit better. Yeah, it's some it's decent, man. It really gets this one gets me high, like right behind the eyes. Nice.
My stepdaughter's here visiting us, and let's just say I gave her a dab last night and she was pleasantly happy.
You know what? I ran into a grade school friend yesterday. I'm like my best buddy from like 4th grade. We're still pretty tight. And I had my peak with me and I gave him like the tiniest friggin' dab, just the tiniest. And he loved it, man. He had a, we spent about 3 hours together and he was like, man, this thing lasted like this long and I was able to function. And, we went and like to a restaurant and he was able to communicate. And he says, usually when he gets high, he gets like, so he really liked it. And I left him with some of my cookies. He just texted me a minute ago. He's like, oh my God, your cookies, brother. He says, I was floating.
Speaking of Tommy's cookies, I wanna tell you a quick little story. My pit bull, he will eat all those leaves, all those cannabis leaves, and whenever I pick him off the plant, he'll eat them. And so he's not new to ingesting cannabis, but me and my wife were both eating Tommy's cookies or Red River's cookies, and Jamie gave a piece to the dog, and then I gave a piece to the dog, and then he started getting a little woozy and like, oh crap, he's gonna puke. So we took him outside. He, did what he did, and he was kind of cool. Well, the next morning, the dumb dog went out there and ate his puke and was high all over again.
Oh no.
He might have knew what he was doing. I'm not sure. He might have I don't know.
My pooch likes to go after the if I'm not careful with them, my either Q-tips or the paper towels used to clean them, so I have to be really careful. Like when in the beginning, he was like adamantly going after him. He ended up like almost knocking over my table here to get into my little dish that I could save all the Q-tips and stuff into, just so he could go there and get them. And it's, I would presume he just, being a pooch, probably can't figure out that that's adding to that. But it was just too funny that he just kept going for it. Something about the smell was really driving him to it. You could assume that they would recognize this scent could potentially correlate to some effects, but probably less likely with edibles and more likely when you're like, say, dabbing and stuff. And if they were to get a good whiff of that and then be like, whoa, what's going on, almost immediately, they might be smart enough to make that correlation.
Yeah, I mean, dogs eat poop, so there you go. Never know what they're gonna eat, man. At least my friggin' my alley girl, man, she's about 100-pound lab, and she's just a chow hound. It's like there ain't no telling what's in that girl's stomach.
It's time for another dab, I think. That was that purple punch is treating me nice. I think I'm gonna go back in on another one of that. That's yeah. So those of you that didn't see, I'll show you again. There you go.
Nice. I want to get me some of that purple punch.
Oh, I should show off the terpene profile. I always forgot to do that. It is beta careful ophylline. Can't I say it this morning? Berry beta caryophyllene, limonene, alpha humulene, beta myrcene, and beta pinene. There you go. Some of those words are tongue twisters. Gosh, let alone having to try to spell the darn things. Good thing we got spell check these days. If they're even in spell check, are they? I haven't even tried spelling some of those words. Good morning, hey, Captain Cowmag. How are you?
Cheers.
How's that 10th planet there, Red River?
Yeah, it's I'm not crazy about the pheno. I mixed some of that white widow in with it, and I like it now. I mean, it's real stony. It's stony to me.
What do you not like about the terpene profile?
It's just it's not one that I like. It's yeah, it's kind of like, it's nearly like an oniony, like a light onion, nearly medicinal something. It's just don't dig it. So yeah, I put a little bit of the white widow in, and actually not, I like it now. And it's really, but it's really stony. It's just, I didn't really like the flavor of it. So, made a little cocktail out of it, and now it's good.
Oh yeah, they did. Cheers, funny mention. If everyone hasn't seen yet, he's got a 1,500-pound cow that loves fucking chewing down on cannabis leaf, and
oh my god,
just in general, yeah. This and steer too. Fucking this little guy is a big guy, is awesome. It's such a how should I say it? A lot of personality. There we go. This cow's got a lot of personality from what I've seen, and yeah, it loves crushing on the hemp leaves. It's awesome, funny. And yeah, 10th planet, nice. Growing 10th planet right now. Hopefully you like the terps more than Red does.
Oh, somebody's, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful plant. Gorgeous, like the leaves were so purple, they were like nearly black. Seemed to have good trichome coverage. Just, sometimes the terps don't grab you, and that's why we do pheno hunts, But yeah, I mean, it's good stony weed. It just, it's probably the terp for somebody else. Everybody's different. People like different, things. So, but now this, the Super Silver Haze, that was my favorite. That one really just got that good old, like, lots of piney in it. And they did a test on it. Oh, I don't know. My camera's horrible. It's a little bit darker, but it just, the taste is awesome, man. Just like lots of piney in this one.
That's oh crap. That's what I'm still smoking on. Is that Super
Nice.
Silver Haze?
Yep. Yeah, it's good. It's it's good. It's stony, but I love the flavor on it. It's really good.
Well, that's why I like the super lemon haze, right? It's got that super silver haze in it. And, that combination is, key.
Oh, it's good stuff. Yeah, it makes
I
me
have
drool
never
thinking
had
about it.
I've never had super silver haze by itself though. So I would like to
Good.
try that expression or terpene someday.
I think you'd like it. It's kind of pine with little lime, maybe. Would you say lime there?
Yeah, that's definitely what I would like. Definitely.
Yeah, it's very potent limonene flavor.
Like a little cleaner-esque, like it's got like that just that very I don't want to say harsh profile, but it's a terpene that, like, when you squish that and stuff and it gets concentrated, it's a little bit fucking caustic.
So how you been, D Zombie? What are you smoking on? Did I hear you were saying that you got some purple punch?
No. I was saying I want to get some purple punch. I know people that have it. Besides Tara, that said that's really good. I don't think it's filtered this way down to Canada yet. And I'm smoking.
Oops, sorry, D, go ahead.
Okay. And I don't exactly remember what I'm smoking on right now. I'm smoking on a bunch of different things.
Must be good.
Yeah, and I got some dabs lately, and it's really good.
Wicked.
Slurricane's really good. I love Slurricane. That's fucking dope. Dabs and I can't remember the other one. Anyway,
I had
Oh,
some
all right.
Slurricane too, dude, and it was amazing. Oh my God, yes, I did like the Slurricane.
I agree.
I haven't seen Slurricane for a long time, and it was in flower form. Wasn't the craziest, but the profile kind of had a more doughy vibe to it. In this certain one, I've heard there's some that are maybe a little bit more lively, a little more of that maybe sweet or citrus or something to them. But yeah, no, the one I had was definitely a lot more just kind of like that bakery kind of vibe. Really interesting bakery, floral, interesting. You got it.
Yeah, it was good.
I heard y'all talking about the truckers earlier, man. I think it's great. I watch live streams. I don't really. I'll check the our corporate media basically. I'll check that just to see what they're saying. But I used to check. I like live streams, people on the street, so you can see it for yourself and what's going on. And I've seen nothing but like good community, caring for each other. I mean, great acts of kindness and love, and people enjoying their freedom and wanting their freedom back. And to me, that's what I've mostly seen. And then I turn on the news and I'm like, I hear all this stuff about all this, it's racist and this and that. And I'm like, I didn't see a drop of that, man. But it's kind of illuminating to see how the media, to me, it's corporate media, how they control what you see and then try to send you down a path, and it's just, man, to me, they've lost all credibility mostly, man. All those channels, all the main ones. I want to see the guy on the street, I want to see for myself what's going on, because I don't know, too many times now I've seen how they kind of come at you with this narrative, and it's just not right, man. It's just not right. It's nearly seems like divisive, like they're trying to keep us divided, angry at each other, while they do kind of crazy stuff. And they're worried about what's going on in Canada right now because they're seeing this is peaceful. This is the people. They're all together. They're doing it correctly. And it's working. It's working. And so I think that's their biggest fear. So props to all the people that are down there doing the right thing, not popping off, keeping their cool, protesting peacefully, because that's what it's about. And, united, we can't be stopped, and it seems like when I watch the news, it seems like they want to, I don't know, I get this inkling to divide. So, just kind of, I don't know, that's just my take on it. Love everybody, want everybody to get together and have a good time. And what I've seen on the live streams down there in Ottawa, man, it's pretty much seemed like everybody was getting together, treating each other right, having a good time. So that's
You
just
know what?
my 2
What's so
cents.
amazing is they're setting such a good example for the rest of the world of how to literally have a peaceful protest. Peaceful protests can get things done. They just have to be done on a level that people really believe in, and do it right with integrity. And it's all about the intent of where you're coming from. You know, they're literally fighting for all of our rights right now. Like, think about it. These truck drivers drive our toilet paper that we were all out of. Remember not too long ago, US, all our toilet paper, you know, they drive all that shit to us. How do you think we get all this shit, you know? And the sad thing is in a few years, you know, they're trying to get rid of the truck drivers. We need to think about this right now. And we need to remember this, that in the future, they're trying to get rid of the truck drivers. They're trying to use automation, and it will happen. They will do this eventually, and it might be safer than the human driving. I don't know. We don't know in the future. We all don't know the future. So don't, you know, act like we do. But I do believe that we need to remember that the truck drivers stood up for a lot of our rights right now. And I think it's amazing that they did this movement. And maybe it's not very good for you that live around those capitals right now, and it's really crappy, but the rest of the world is saying, hell yeah, that's all I got to say. So you go truckers. So
Hey,
D,
this
go ahead.
stabs for the truckers.
Go truckers, this stabs for you. D, go ahead. We'll let you speak for a minute.
Honk honk. That's what I was gonna say. Go truckers. Well said, Tara, by the way.
Thanks, Steve. Vets, did you want to have a say on that? Go ahead.
Hey, Red River. My granddaughter wanted to say hi to Santa Claus. Where are you at, Red River?
You're muted, Red.
Well, hello, little one. How you doing?
Say hi. Santa. Say hi, Santa.
Hey, sweetie. I've heard you've been a very good girl. Keep up the good work. Been a very good girl. Yeah.
All right, thanks, buddy.
No problem. I get that sometimes at the store.
I love Santa Claus up there. That beard is so awesome. It's legit, man. It's looking awesome. Oh my God, look who else we got tuning in here. We got Johnny B in the house. What's up, Johnny?
Nice.
Hi guys.
Johnny B.
Sitting here hanging out, you know, looking at plants.
Oh, beautiful. We love seeing plants.
This was the reversal. Re-veg. So it wasn't going into flower, and then I actually re-vegged it all, and gonna be able to take a lot of new clones now. You can see where it started. So that's just, you know, checking, getting ready for the next crop, right?
Nice. That's come along quickly. I've been watching since you first had that plant starting to do its thing and revert. And I've got this similar thing. I had to take some cuts from plants that were about 3 weeks in, and all of them did well. And I took straight cuts. I didn't just bring the pots back out. I took cuttings from plants that were already starting to throw.
I just took the plants out of the room. I was like, fuck this.
Oh yeah, do that. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It worked out well. It was kind of part of the plan. It was able for me to kind of shut things down for a while and spend some time because of everything that was going on with the floods in Abbotsford and all the stuff that was just not out of anybody's control. So it was interesting how I took those steps before it even happened. And I was already doing this, and then everything happened, and it was kind of like, you know, the world changed around here. And then looking back on it and just talking today about getting some engineers in and taking a look at actually the damage that's actually being obsessed. I have to start getting things assessed from what has happened out in the Fraser Valley and everything that happened out here. So that's just me talking out loud right now. So, yeah, it's a good way to
It
actually even
happens for a
sometimes
reason, huh, Johnny?
Oh yeah, of course. Even keeping a plant in my sink, in my bathroom sink for 9 months at an LED light that is proper spectrum. As you know, I've tested it enough, but it's like 7 ppfd. And I left that plant. People would laugh. It was in my kitchen. It was in my bathroom sink for 9 months. And I finally put it downstairs, and maybe we'll go take a look at that one now. So
Hey, Johnny, I wanted to tell you, we catch up. We were just talking about the truckers, and Red just did a dab for the truckers. I'm going to take a dab for the truckers here. We were saying
okay, I'm
how
gonna go do
cool
a
it
dab with
was
truckers.
that they're uniting, and like, go ahead, let's hear what you have to say about the truckers. I'd love to hear your opinion. Maybe we'll give him a minute for his opinion. Just a minute, Johnny. We'll wait till you get closer to your dad for your opinion.
Okay. This is 3 months hang dry.
You're cutting out. Oh, there you are. Okay, you're back.
3 months hang dry.
Nice.
Oh, it's so perfect and sticky. Oh, Jesus.
She said.
So that's at 67% humidity and at like 50 degrees. And I just come in here and just grab a bud and trim it.
So the same
Let's
way.
go with the CVC. Let's try this one.
What size Quest is that?
That is the 105.
That's the one. Holy shit! I'm glad I didn't end up grabbing that. That thing is a monster.
Should we smoke the? This is the Max Stomper. This is Roid Rage. This is Biscotti Cake. This is caked.
Nice.
Dude,
There you
I
go.
grew
Actually, it's a little humid in here. 73%. It came up a little bit.
I grew the Roid Rage last year, man. It was a beautiful plant. Yeah,
Nice
it was
flavor,
really
eh?
nice. Yeah, it was. Well, it was kind of like the pheno I got was some kind of it was a little bit of garlic and pepper and lemon. You know, it was unique, very unique.
Well, I'm gonna go with
What'd
the
you get?
CBC.
What's yours taste like?
It's more of it's like an Oge. I kind of like it. Like it's
Hmm.
it's really nice. I'm really happy with it.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, the humidity's a little high in here. I kind of want to bring it down a little bit. 73. I don't like it that high. Oh, this is fine.
So, okay, so someone's asking what exactly are the truckers' freedom and what are they fighting for? So, what I believe they're fighting for, the right to move freely about the countries, drive their shipment and their containers in and out freely without having to be vaccinated. They're also fighting, I believe, for the mandates of all of Canada to be like the mandates of traveling freely in Canada and other gatherings to be put at a halt too. I don't believe that everybody, if you want to be vaccinated, you should have a right, whether you want it or not. You should have a choice. I don't care if you want them or if you don't want them. You should just get to have that choice. That would be
it's
what
also
I would be
that
fighting
contract tracing is a big part of it too. The contract tracing is a large part of it that they want all that dropped because basically right now the government can just track everybody's phone everywhere you go, who you're near, all that stuff, and they call it contract tracing. If you look in you got an iPhone and you go in there, the stuff's been put in there, basically to track everything, and they're saying it's because of COVID. And it's like, well, hey, everybody's going to get COVID anyway. Everybody's going to get COVID at some point. It's not going
every
away.
time there's like a major thing that happens, it's like more and more of our rights get taken away. More and more things the government gets to do. They get to listen in on phone calls. They get to do this. They get to do that. They get to do this. And it just starts to take the power away from the people. I'm not saying that we're doing anything wrong, but you still shouldn't have a right to listen to my shit. Get the fuck out of my business.
Well, don't, once the government can just force you to inject something in your body, man.
Yeah,
that's
you can't.
And if
like
you believe in them,
how many times have they been wrong with medications and with things? Oh, whoops, we thought it was okay and now it's wrong. 10 years later, people are getting cancer. I'm sorry. I'm just so sorry of keeping my mouth shut on this shit. Like I just can't take
to me, it's about the choice. The biggest part of it is the choice.
Yeah, freedom of choice.
And the freedom of choice and freedom of travel.
And here's the thing too, you got to think about we have all these rights, but once you give that right up to the government, it's so much harder to get it back. And like you were saying, Tara, it could be something that they're saying, yeah, it's good right now, and then find out 5 years later everybody's dying of cancer. I mean, it's really a choice, and you have to, as an individual, make that decision yourself. Because I mean, if you don't, well, I shouldn't even go there. But I mean, I haven't been vaccinated. I haven't been sick. I've been around people that have been kind of like the microbial life in your plants. I mean, if you are constantly sanitizing your hand, washing away all those beneficial bacteria and this and that, you make yourself susceptible to getting sick. I mean, I wash my hands, but I don't sanitize after every time I shake a hand or anything like that. I mean, I do keep my distance, little few precautions here and there. But once you give up that right to, like in Oklahoma, we got it in our legislative what you call it, to where they can't take home grows away. I mean, it's going to take literally almost an act of Congress to take it away from us. But if we give it up, they're not going to give it back to us without a fight.
Yeah.
And that's just it. Like, it's just like once they take that right away, they're always going to have it. Like, they're not going to give it back to you. It's just like how often do they go, hey, your electric bill, we're going to raise it so much, and oh, guess what, now we're going to take and give you a discount this month. That never fucking happens. It just doesn't happen, and literally what we're fighting for, we are fighting for a lot of these big corporations, these greedy corporations, the corporations that are literally about the profit and not about the people. Anytime a corporation is owned by trustees or people, they're about the dollar. The bottom line is about the dollar. They don't give a shit about anything else. It is about the dollar, because that's the job of all those people's responsibility that are that are the CEOs, that are the people running the companies. That is their job. We need to go back and remember our small people, our small farmers, our small people around the area, your local people. If you can support those, that's amazing. It can help every day. It helps someone if you can do that. Small family. Are we taking that dab for the truckers, Johnny? Are we ready to go? I can see him. He's heating up. He's heating up over there. Let's do another dab for them truckers. Go ahead, chat. If you'd like to jump online, if you'd like to jump in and have your opinion, you'd like to chat about it, the Zoom link right there. You're welcome to come in and chat. Drake's been pretty quiet this morning. He's got a lot on his plate, I think. He's got shit going on.
Oh, a little bit of this, a little that, checking some graphs, making sure the VPD and everything's good, seeing how the CO2 consumption is, all the fun stuff. Making sure the drying tent's on point.
Hey, you know what? I used to be a over-the-road truck driver back in the late 90s, and a lot of things have changed since the late 90s. Back then, they still keep log books, but back then we were able to not necessarily update them as soon as we should have, but that allows us for more time for driving. But what a lot of people, just a general part of our country don't really realize is about 90% of the goods that come into all stores come in on trucks. Granted, a lot of it comes in on semis, but to get to on trains. But in order to get to their final destination, it's trucks. And like you were saying, Tara, if you put restrictions on them, when the country's calling for more toilet paper, I mean, the only way it's going to get here is by the truck drivers bringing it to us. So if we keep limiting them and causing more hurdles for them to jump through, that means it's going to make our product, the toilet paper that we're buying, we may be paying $4 or $5 for 6 rolls now, but we keep putting all these restrictions and more shots and more this and that. It costs the truck drivers and the companies for the truck drivers. It costs them more, so they're going to pass that buck down to us. So it's a really, I don't want to say volatile, but it's a line where if we don't want stuff to increase in price, we got to really come together and think about this. Like, I don't think a mask or all these precautions that we're taking is really making that much of an effect of the spread of this COVID thing going around. But I mean, I don't know. These gas prices out here are pretty damn expensive in California. I paid $5 for a gallon of gas compared to 2.40 back in Oklahoma. And then I know there's other reasons why that's happening, for the price and fuel and stuff, but it does stem from
It's $1.60 a liter here, so times that by 4, so we're 6 on 4, so we're $6.40 a gallon here in Canada.
Ouch.
And that's cheap, right? Because if you go over to Europe, then you're even looking at even pricier, right? So that's when we start looking at gas prices, and we'll hit $1.72 for the summertime, probably even $1.80 this year. You can already see those prices rising because of the hit they took during COVID when it went down to like 64 cents a liter. So that would be what 6 times would be $2.40 a gallon. What were you guys during that COVID, during that March, April, when we hit those times? So they got to make up for that. We're seeing that with everything. Property taxes have gone up. Everything's gone up. Inflation's going up.
It got down to $0. It was negative dollars a barrel.
I mean, they were giving it away.
Not that long ago, because different administration, different priorities, production was over the top. So to me, it's kind of controllable a little bit. It just, I'm in like southern Oklahoma, northern Texas area where that's part of the industry out here. That's part of the history.
So
and
what's going on with that? Everything is going up.
Yep.
Your nutrients
Yep.
are going up. Cost of everything. Truckers' prices are going up because their fuel consumption is going up. They're fighting for not just more than everything rice. The price of everything has gone up. Shipping has gone up. Everything has gone up. No matter what you touch has gone up. So prices and everything are going to start going up because everything that is fueling that is going up. So as prices are dropping with cannabis, it's going to be reversed within a year. It's going to double in price. So as things crash at where prices are now, in 2 years, prices will be catastrophic because prices to buy all the nutrients and supply the nutrients are going up. So in order to get it, it's going to cost us 5 times more, 10 times more. So be prepared for that. So that's why growing your own is so important right now. People really get this through your head.
Yeah.
Learning how to grow your own, learning how to grow at home and be able to be efficient is going to be the most keyest thing over the next 20 years. Let me say this to you again. If you don't learn how to grow your own, the cost of buying your vegetables and your produce and your medicine is going to go through the roof because in order to grow, it's going to cost you. Natural sun, organic gardening, what you're talking about, regenerative soil, all of this stuff. It's regenerative medicines. We're looking at fungi and all these bacteria, drinking all the proper stuff to actually for gut health, everything like that. We talk about it. We got to start pushing it. Got to start doing it. I got to start.
That's exactly like what, like, I like where we're around these, like everybody that I have here, like I really appreciate everybody hanging out here and talking about this because talking about like these things, it's mental health is healthy as well. It's a full body health. It's not just about what we eat. It's about what we talk about. It's about, how we talk about these things. It's important to talk about things that stress you, but it's also important to talk about what you have control over and what you don't have control over. I have control over what I want to take this next dab and what I want to take over this next dab. So that's going to be, that's awesome.
So your life condition has got to match your blueprint.
I want to say welcome to Paul real quick. We have a Paul that jumped up on chat. Do you want to say hello, Paul? Do you want to jump in the conversation? I'm going to ask to unmute you. So feel free to jump in if you'd like to join the conversation.
Dabs up nonetheless.
Yeah, let's take a dab. So Paul, I'm going to give you a few minutes to chat. If you don't really have anything to say, I'm going to probably kick you because it takes.
We don't mind some typing if you don't got a mic.
Or if you don't have a mic. Are you chatting? Did you chat? Maybe you chatted in chat. Nope, that was D. Okay, cool.
Is Paul going to come on and tell us what he's smoking on?
Yeah, or who is Paul? Maybe Paul's not even old enough to be here. If Paul's like not even old enough to be here, we might have to kick you, Paul.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, there went Paul. Paul's
Not
out
today,
here.
Satan.
Yeah, Paul's gone. We just had to sit there and say something. Okay. See ya, Paul. All right.
I'm at 3.
Hey, well, at least you didn't get flashed. That's
I know, at
happened
least no
before.
BAs came out. Yeah. I got a BA when we were doing Breeder Steve. So okay, I'm gonna go in on a dab. What are y'all dabbing on in chat? How are y'all doing out there? You know, I kind of like what John said. John says, I think the mask helps spread the virus. Keeping your mask in the glove box and reusing it, just creating a vector for disease. You know what? That's kind
Beautiful.
of great. Or in your pocket.
Beautiful view.
About it.
Absolutely, he's right. It's a petri dish. It's
Yeah,
just a
it
petri
is. I never even thought
I
about
like
that.
the smoke show. I like the smoke
One
show,
little
John.
vector.
You like the
yeah.
smoke show? Yeah, it's beautiful smoke show. The sun coming in with the plant. And that's why I keep plants everywhere, right? Because I love growth. Maybe my bathroom, in my kitchen, downstairs. I got them outside. They're just plants. They don't have to go in a bud. They're just great to have the energy around, guys. It's beautiful to have something around when you see the growth. That's what the plant gives us. It gives us growth and contribution, love and connection, spiritual. It's fucking awesome. You know, you're talking about the 6 human needs. Plant gives us all those needs.
Can of mist.
Kind of missed.
and it's so therapeutic when you're growing
The
your
flavor right there. Well, it's what got me out of bed. What's got me out of my wheelchair. I had to water my plants. It gave me a quality of life. Like the plant gave me more than just therapeutic benefits of smoking it. It gave me the energy to get up and give me a quality of life that I always fight for. It gives me that energy to do something because you know if you don't, you get the growth, you get the contribution, you get that connection, you get the variety, and you get the uncertainty and certainty. Because if you don't get out there, it ain't gonna water. And if you overwater, you know, you get so much growth with it. And I think it was a big part of my recovery, and I like talking about it so much because of how much it helps patients. Like when they realize, I said, just start a plant, and they get that drive to kind of start doing better for themselves and then for others, and they want to start sharing it. They want to start giving it and contributing it to others, and it gives them that growth in life, and it gets them out of whatever they're in. And it helped me so much, and I see it helps so many people, like everybody here, and we see that compound to everybody we talk about this with, right? Like we don't do this because of us, it's passion. It's because it helps us every day.
This is something that we were recently talking about, and I'd love to bring it up again because this story from you firsthand is something that really made me, consider the reality of how beneficial these things could be. And I'm speaking about terpenes. And sorry, I'm kind of dancing around the fact here, but I always try to be careful with what I say. But we were talking about terpenes. I believe this was in the NW47 Discord again. So I'll plug that. Check out over there. You never know what we're talking about. It goes all over the place when we're in there. But we were talking about terpenes and the effect they produce, or the lack of effect that they produce. There's a lot of talk about it. We know aromatherapy has been a huge thing over the last, a handful of years. It's, a lot longer than that in general, but it's been a thing that's been key to the market pretty recently. But for cannabis, terpenes, entourage effects, the symphony, all this is something that we talk about a lot. Now, there isn't a whole ton of, let's say, peer-reviewed, double-blind, placebo, like that sort of evidence backing us up, but we do have a lot, and I mean a lot. Almost every single one of us connoisseurs will agree that the terpenes, or would presume that the terpenes are having some sort of interplay, some sort of effect with it. But I'm never going to forget, and I'm sure most of us on this panel will know, John, when you went through your one of your horrible incidents that you've dealt with, and you were in pain, you were in the hospital, you were in bed, you couldn't move, and good old buddy Marcus B-Man showed up with those terpenes. Do you want to go over again what you experienced personally in regards to your pain and stuff when you were able to go through this little gauntlet of terpenes and find the one that potentially had some effects for you? Like what's your story with the terpenes? Do you believe terpenes have an effect?
100%. So really easy. 10,000%. I've been going down cannabis research since my fall, 28 feet on the concrete, which was in 2005. There's a story, 28 feet story, John Burfello. It's out there. You can pretty much find it. And after my fall, I used cannabis for pain control, and it was a lot of work with Dr. Paul Hornby and looking at decarboxylating cannabis and how it bind to receptors using converted forms of THC with amino acids to come off all the pharmaceutical drugs. So I was one of the first published studies on natural cannabis and pain control, standardized natural cannabis, a compassionate club, observation. I can't say that word for some reason. Observation, I'm trying to say it. And then from there, I really started looking at standardizing my cannabis for medicine, and it came down to growing, and it was with Medi One and trying to standardize it in certain ways. That was hard. We started seeing all these fluctuations, as everybody knows, it's pretty much impossible. If we grow, everything is different. Then I started looking at water activity and started kind of looking at, and well, actually water activity came down at the end, but what it came down to at some points was really looking at terpenes. And at one point in my life, I was rear-ended and they drove the C4 over my C5. So I had to have basically an emergency type surgery, and they took out my C4, C5 vertebrae. And when Mark came to the hospital, it's Bubble Man's World. It's visiting Johnny B in a hospital with D420K. And Mark brought in 15 different terpenes, and I just came out of surgery and had these airbags on my legs. And it's pretty brutal kind of video because it shows, what I was going through. But I was in pain, right? And they brought about 15 terpenes. And I think it was on about the fifth or sixth one. One of those terpenes took my pain away. Literally took my pain away. Like, I'll never ever forget that. Like, when you're smelling it, and then one hand is like, and it's like the pain went away. I'm like, and then as he pulled away, I remember pulling it back. Give me that. It was Purple Punch. Yeah, just talking about it because I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm thinking maybe this one might help me right now.
That's hilarious. I totally
Purple
Punch is totally what I went on this morning.
And as you do certain things, and as I realize that smell and fragrance, when you can close your eyes, when you can start smelling some of those terpenes and some of those flavors that help you so much, like close your eyes, we can all do that. And you have that smell and it makes you just feel so vibrant. You get those goosebumps and those feelings. You really start realizing, wow, it's really those terpenes. And it was that Purple Punch that took that pain away. And when that happened, it was like we've been chasing the THCs and the CBDs, and they all play a huge effect, but terpenes modulate the THC in my opinion, and how they really took that pain away. So when I look at the terpenes and I look at, say, like Medi Kush is a really strain that helps me so much because it has a different terpene profile. Like the strain that you grow has a different terpene profile. That's why you love it so much, right? That's why you love that terpene so much, because it helps you. And we all have that different strain for different pains. Rohan, he said that at Green Cross, this is like back in 2008. He's Rogue Genetics right now. That's who he is. He's Rogue World, and just a great friend. And I remember him saying that we were the patients back in the days, really taking a look at this. And then when we go back then in 2008, what I found in 2016, and then all that research in between, we started taking a look at the water activity and controlling the terpenes. That's why I keep Bovida in there, because I hold the water activity to control those terpenes so I get the same standardized smell. That's what's basically the standardization I've been chasing, is that AW, water activity. And once you lose that terpenes, you change that flavor, and we've been chasing it. So curing is really everybody can grow cannabis, but as we know, not a lot of people can cure their cannabis properly. And we should talk more about all these things. But this is really the true medical effects that I get is from those standardized terpenes. And I think that's what we look at aromatherapy. People are chasing THC, but guys, it's about the smell. It's about the flavor. It's about curing for 3 months and holding those flavors with the sift or what's in that jar. It's not like distillate's got no smell. That's why you get headaches from it, in my opinion, right? It doesn't work for you. But I mean, wow. When you open up that jar, yeah, it really does alleviate. It takes you to a different world. You can close your eyes and then smelling that emotion. It just makes you feel so free of whatever you're going through at that minute or that time. It opens up your pathways and it makes you think about just, yeah, wow, think about that. Like when you get that great smell of grandma's apple pie or that turkey dinner, whatever it is, you always have that memory that takes you back to that time and a place where you're like, wow, that's where I want to be. Well, that's what cannabis does for me a lot, because I can put it throughout time in my history when I've smelled those flavors and I've associated it to help me with my pain or whatever I'm going through, because it gives me that variety and it gives me that emotion and that joy and that contribution and that, that we all say, okay, I'm enough here. I gotta do another dab. You guys are like this.
I'm ready. I'm in. And thank you so much for going over that. And that's it was I knew what we were getting for an answer, but I definitely think it's really important for everyone to hear that, because this is firsthand. You definitely, there's no questions. People watch that video. You won't be, thinking
There's
that
no
John's
question
lying
about it.
this.
Hands this butts around. I don't care what anybody says. I've witnessed it. I live it every day. I know it helps me every minute of my life. I suffer from spinal cord injury. A lot of people who know me know that. A lot of people who don't know me don't know that. And I use cannabis every day to help me for what I go through, because it's I navigate through pain, and cannabis helps me every day get through that. And so do you guys, and the community, and that compassion and that love and that connection is pretty awesome. That's what the plant gives all of us here.
So, I use it for more of my mental health issues. And I obviously have pain relief due to that, because, it does help inflammation. It helps all that other thing as well. So, whether we're using it for one thing, there's still benefits in all these other areas we're still receiving, I think, which is another thing that's really amazing about that. And we kind of, even people that are using it recreational don't even realize some of the medical benefits they're receiving from it. But hey, I don't care, as long as you're using it. Woohoo! Oh, what an amazing channel you guys are. I just love that you guys showing up today on the channel, hanging out, having a good show. Panel is awesome. Rocking it, chat out there, legalize. Love for the plant. D is hanging out in chat as well. We got Bingo in the house. What's up, Bingo? American One been hanging with us. One of my brothers from another, John, hanging out with us this morning. We got Bugs tuning in. We got Miss Rivers still in the house. How are you doing? I hope I said hi to you. We had Funny hanging out in the house today. Who else? We had Green Goddess in the house. I didn't say hello. Marshall, you still here? Hello. Hey, if you're still here, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, because it helps get our videos out, and it helps actually get you guys to videos that you like. Actually, I think it kind of helps you more so than it helps me. I don't know. I'm not sure who it helps anymore.
Makes us feel good. Helps your dopamine. Makes you feel like you've done something, you've accomplished. Hit that like, because when you hit that like, it's like a check mark at the end of the day. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something, and that's what we all want: a feeling of accomplishment, presence, appreciation. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. Like, I appreciate talking with everybody here every day, just as much as I appreciate this plant. That's what it is.
I'm appreciating that plant. Nice leaves, D. That's all looking good.
Let's spotlight there. We got some
Yes,
plants going
let's
on there. Let's see what we got there. Oh, you got the freak show. Cool.
Freak show.
Going on now.
So it's about, what did I say? 3 days now. My garden now is still flipped. Just catching up if anyone just tuned in, including Tony Bean and see it before. But yeah, it's 3 or 4 days just after Valentine's Day. It's going to be flipping to flower, and I can't wait. This is my first indoor grow, because I'm usually an outdoor grower. So it's exciting.
Oh, hell yeah. Congrats, man. That is a big old leap. So I hope it goes really swell for you, and it's looking great so far.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, cool, D. I didn't know this is your first in grow. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Indoor grow. Cool.
Yeah, it looks nice, man. Gorgeous.
Thank you. Usually I start indoor for outdoor, like seeds or whatnot, or clones, but this is my actual seed to flower. I'm excited.
Very cool. Awesome. And we have another guest that joined us. We got Sam Heads that joined in. Hello, Sam. Good morning.
What's up, Tara? How's everybody going?
Great. How are you today? What are you smoking on?
Truffle monkey, shredder, a little bit of both mixed together, kind of thing.
Nice.
There you go. Okay, I want to know everybody's favorite flower that you're smoking this week, or concentrate, and how you're consuming it, and what rig you're smoking it out of. If you're doing a bong, if you're doing joints, whatever you're doing, I want to hear. So Sam, since you're last, I'm gonna let you come in first.
Okay. Well, my favorite, I guess, strain that I'm smoking on right this, I guess, out of my select anyways, would probably have to be Truffle Monkey, which is an exotic strain, but it's just one of the keepers that I've kept around for a while. I like specifically, but I usually pre-roll. I roll up as many as I can, muster up the motivation to sit there and roll. You know what I mean? Even if I don't smoke them in that day, I at least have some for the next day. So you know how it is. It's just not much on the glass. It's more of a pre-roll thing.
That's a lot more convenient, it is. And you don't have to clean the shit. I could see how that would be nice. Yeah.
Well, it definitely seems like you're on the East Coast that glass isn't as popular. I mean, as much as I love glass, that's why, whenever I dab or concentrate, I like it as much as I do because I get to use glass.
Do you think it's more because of the illegalities? Maybe?
I think so. I mean, I've always kind of said that we're, a decade behind, you know what I mean? So whatever goes on the East Coast, slowly gets West, whatever goes on the West Coast will slowly get to the East Coast eventually.
I just have to spotlight Drake over there and his little bud. Look at him. Isn't he cute?
Love her pups.
Okay, D, what's your favorite weed right now that you're smoking on, that you're puffing on? And what's your way of consuming right now? Go for it.
All right. Well, my favorite right now is cake. It's really good. Joints, and I'm also enjoying hurricane rosin and doing dabs in a rig.
Okay, so and your rosin dab and your rigs, how hot do you like to take the temps? And then do you like a bigger rig or a smaller rig?
If I was near my thing, I'd show you, but it's smaller. It's just like a normal, I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. Some people prefer bigger or smaller. I was just asking. So when you is there a certain type of paper that you prefer? One paper over another, or do you have a crutch in it?
No crutch, but yeah, export A, straight paper all the way. I can't smoke zigzag. I can't stand raw. Raw are the worst for me.
Okay.
They're so gross. They burn my throat and shit. Just don't like them. But yeah, players.
Okay, cool. Good to know, because I'm not a joint smoker. So this is great information that we're putting out for people, because I don't even talk about this shit on my channel because I don't smoke that shit. So let's go up to Red River. What's your favorite way of consuming right now? What's your favorite thing you're smoking right now? Go ahead.
For years been, excuse me, the Peak, because I can take it everywhere, man. It's my daily go-to. I usually hit it about, I don't know, 500. I don't know, usually about 500 degrees. And right now my favorite's this G13 rosin that I washed. It's pretty tasty and pretty heady, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, same old Peak. Love the Peak, man. Take it anywhere. Easy to clean. Just, pretty much Q-tip and you're done and good to go. But yeah, that's about it. I'm pretty high.
Cool. That's how you're supposed to be.
I think I got hot. Yeah.
I think I got hot.
I think I got hot.
Drake, I don't know if you're still there. We're gonna ask you. We'll go with Bets. Bets girl. Let's go with you. What are you consuming right now? What's your favorite?
Well, today we brought a little bit of our Super Silver Haze with us out here to Cali. I didn't bring no flour. I wish I would have after seeing all these prices out here. But we got some really frost. I'm normally a flower smoker, or me and my wife are. About 90% of our consumption is through, actually about 85% is through flour, about 10% through concentrates, and another 5% in edibles. When we smoke flower, we used to be cigarillo people, and Red River's going to start laughing here because we're always trying to get him to smoke, and he's always like, "Oh no, I'm okay." Well, we went a few months ago and switched to these hemp wraps, which is a lot better, and there's more in the pack instead of the two, and you don't have to gut it. It's not tobacco; it's all hemp. And we went and actually smoked a cigarillo wrap, and we're like, "Whoa, this is what Red River's talked about." So now we're kind of like sorry that we smoked blunts with everybody because we realized how crappy it tastes. But I mean,
Oh man,
I know,
never
if you
be
got-
sorry, dude.
If
No,
you
no. Don't worry.
if
All
you
good.
got
All
such
good,
good
brother.
weed, why do you
All
put
good,
in
brother.
tobacco? I know, I never understood
Yeah.
that shit.
All
But
good,
hey,
brother.
that's
and
okay.
I used to be
No
just a
doubt.
ball, you know, because I like the taste of my cannabis. I want to, get
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whole nine, So I'm a mixture between flower and concentrates and so on and so forth. But yeah, we got the super silver haze here, and my son's father-in-law, when we got here and told him what we were looking at, he's like, "Well, I can get you some stuff." So he got us some really nice frosty stuff, pretty decent price, kind of like back home. And we're gonna have to go see him again.
Nice.
We're out of flower.
Nice. All right, Johnny. What's your favorite you're consuming today, and how do you consume it? What are you feeling?
Hey,
Talk
Kush.
about, because you smoke flower a lot too, right? And dab, right?
Yeah, I mostly dab. I smoke flower. I do a lot of dry sift. I consume cannabis, all of it, pretty much every day. I mean, right now I'm back to the old school. So how we used to dab back in the old day, the old soldering. So stuff we got to go back to the old school and heat up. See a little flame there. See a little dab ready. So this is how I consume right now. I'm going back to 19. I don't know. Well,
That's awesome, John B.
so that was the old dab kits from Butter King back in the days, but I'm back. I'm on the mothership. As I can see, I don't clean it that much because it's been a couple of days. I use the Temp Tech. I'm actually the Terp Tech. This is from DNL. And this is awesome because I'm able to hit this at proper temperatures. So this enables me to hit at 380 with the pink goo. But when I want to go hot with the Medi Kush, so I know different flavors for different resins, different times actually, can really get into this now because you're gonna get different terps burn at different times. And that's what's so nice being able to dial in these temperatures now. Instead of going back to this day, it's hot as hell. That was where the hot dabs came into play because the hotter, the higher you got. And I know with the Puffco works really well too. People like that. But you know what? I'm still sitting at home doing this because that Puffco is like it's great. I love it. But like I said, when I'm sitting at home.
I will be getting a Puffco Sunday soon. I will do traveling with one because it will be a lot easier to travel with. This last time I forgot my torch, and thank gosh I stopped by Josh and Kelly's house and they had the good old fashioned big propane bottle and the big thing because I had to borrow that and take that with me. I hate those things. Gosh, they're so awkward and everything.
Like this, Sarah?
Yeah, it's like even bigger though, the big green one,
Oh,
the camping one. It's like, awkward. But hey, saved my life. Let me tell you, I needed a dab.
It's like I don't even like change banger, so you have a different banger hits me differently. Like, see, with the Puffco, you don't have those options. It's just like one.
But for traveling though, it
I
is
said,
like
it's
boom,
awesome.
yeah.
It's
like,
on. It's on.
Yeah, it is the shiznit.
And you can get all the different heady tops for it. And
This is good for traveling too, but it's not good for the plane. No, I'm kidding.
So Drake, I'm glad you tuned in. What's your favorite way of dabbing today? Little rig, big rig, we already kind of know, but let's tell everybody else out there.
Yeah, I suppose you'll get what I'm doing right now. I'm sure if I had a ton of different options and the sky was a limit as far as these different rigs and all the new, it might be different. But right now I'm just hitting love the little tiny rig. They work great. It's just very basic little 3-hole diffie in the bottom, straight tube down, can rip on it without water getting into my mouth, and then just a standard banger. I prefer the Evan Shores with like the flared bottom a little bit because it prevents the resin from going up, and I just find I get a nicer CO I got a nicer CO with the carb cap. I have one of the original directional carb caps, JS. Just clear, they're little throwback, but yeah, it's nice and works well, makes pretty decent seal with this, and it gets the job done. I'm just hitting some comatose right now, I suppose. A little bit of hash rosin, got some sheen to it, little terpy. It's not my favorite. It's got like a nice nose to it and does the trick pretty well. You can see I'm scrounging this jar pretty thoroughly, so can't be horrible.
dude, if I was smoking comatose right now, I'd be in bed. That shit puts me out.
Yeah, first thing in the morning. That's how you gotta wake up in the morning. It's a nice coma. Breakfast. But yeah, it's definitely a little heavy. And then the 91 Crypt is pretty heavy. The Black Garlic's not the lightest either. But that's all right. We still get things done in a bit of a stupor.
I'm going to go
That's
in
how we
on
start the day.
Missing Grape. It's similar to the other one in color and in texture. It'll butter up a little bit. Not as buttery and terpy as some of these other ones. Like this one. Let's show you guys this one. This was a little strong. These can be a little bit more caustic. Those real greasy ones there. Just showing some other colors today. So right now, I decided the rig I grabbed today, I changed it. I've been changing it up probably every few days or almost daily with rigs, every other day doing a different rig. I find that they bring different highs on. I also change temps throughout the day. Sometimes if I really need like a strong dab, I'll take it a little bit hotter. It hurts my throat, but I don't know. It's just I kind of
Hot
weird
dabs.
just playing around with that. So I don't know, been kind of not hot, not like you, Johnny, not hot.
I used to do 710, 680.
No, never.
Now I'm hitting 380. It's
I'm
ridiculous.
saying hotter, not hot
Okay.
like Johnny B.
Hot
Hot.
dab.
Okay.
Like,
no.
you know, one thing about a hot
Yeah.
dab is it really puts you to sleep. And when you're in a ton of pain, I'll tell you, man, a hot dab can't work wrong.
Hot dab will do you. You know, a little hot dab will do you. That's how I used to always say. But I switched it up today. This one has a tree perk in the bottom, or a shower perk in the bottom, and then a honeycomb. But I don't like this fact that it is a female male thing, different way. So yeah, I don't like that part. That's the part I hate about it. But I really like this rig. It goes up, it bubbles here, and then doesn't go up and goes in the down stem. So you can have quite a bit of water. It really does a very nice job of percolating. So that's what I'm using today. So a lot of people ask questions. I forget to show that off and forget to show people what we're using. Questions. What a beautiful view. Let's spotlight that right there, Johnny's. Let's spotlight that and see that. That's a beautiful view.
Stephen King's The Can of Mist.
Whoosh, look at that. Hot box and the plants.
I love my view every morning. That's why they sit there. It's a beautiful morning view.
There we go. Look at them plants through there. And thanks for showing your grow today too, Dee. That was awesome getting a look at your grow. That was just awesome. I didn't even know that was your first indoor grow. That's really cool.
Hey, do you guys ever use any or ever heard of? It's a pretty old technique for like sprouting vegetables or cannabis, whatever, anything, but soil blocking. Like a
So
jig you can get.
You mean,
You
yeah.
kinda get-
So the regenerative group all use them. A lot of them use those.
I just started getting into that here in the past, I don't know, few months, and I've been running the hell out of my, sprouts that way, and then I'm starting to do a bunch of veggies for this spring. And man, yeah, I love that. You can actually, they got like I'm gonna call it like a Lego setup. You make your 2-inch soil block, and then when you're ready to pot, instead of having to remove or do anything, you've got a 4-inch soil block, and it makes the block with a 2-inch by 2-inch square Lego plug that you just plug it in. I mean, it's so cool. It's actually kind of fun. You get stoned and sit in there and make a bunch of soil blocks.
There you go. Yeah, they've been using those things for years. I think it's really
Absolutely.
awesome that they're really getting more popular. I see them going around, and that's the coolest thing about like Instagram, I think, and YouTube and all this stuff is like, natural farming has been years. They've been practicing this shit for years, but it's free, right? And so there's really no money in getting the information out, so it wasn't really, out there. And now that we really care about it and we have passion, there's people willing to do this stuff for free and willing to put that information out there for free because we believe in the, saving the planet, saving the people, it's beautiful. Like, yeah. So one more regenerative thing to be able to use those soil blocks. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely like it. I mean, even if somebody just wants to use it, because they want to save money and they don't even go any further than that, you just don't have to buy your pots anymore. You're making that's, and also, no, transplant trauma and things. And there's a lot of benefits to it if you don't want to look at the benefits that it, does for the planet. know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of personal benefits as well. So it's a win-win.
Exactly. Well, Funny Farm, get your ass in here and take a dab with us, Mr. Packing a bowl of Hawaiian Afghani and Mr. Strawberry Cough Fat Dab. I know you know how to video call. He's over there on that Discord if y'all want to check Funny Farm out. He hangs out there occasionally, you know. One of those funny guys. Well, y'all, any final last words for the day? Sam, did you have something to say?
Oh, no. You're good.
Oh.
Thank you.
Hey,
I think
Tara,
Vet said something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vet said something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we were talking about the glass pieces and how we all hit and stuff. I tell you what, the Puffco, yeah, you can spend that extra money to get some kind of little different design in here. But when it comes to like the one dabs with a rig or something, the artwork that comes with the different rigs, oh my goodness, it is beautiful. I mean, you can't do that with a Puffco, but the Puffco is easier to travel with, but that is art. When you see some of that and you get the smoke out of it, it's really like a cultural welcoming kind of thing. Like, look at my piece, smoke out of my piece, past the Chiba, But yeah, I love the artwork of some of these rigs.
Here's a shout out to artist Johnny knows, and a node to the peak as well. Check out Corey Glass, great artist, and he makes some really cool attachments that go right onto your peak. So your whole glass piece can be a really neat recycler or whatever you want it to be, some beautiful art on it, and then they're functional pieces as well.
There you go.
Look at that. You're muted,
Johnny,
John.
you're talking, you're muted.
I said, here's a Corey piece right here, a little carb cap. It's a directional he made for me. I got a couple little pieces from Corey. He's a friend. He's got a coffee cup for me. He's been holding it for me for about 4 or 5 months. Haven't had a chance to see him. So yeah, great artist. My coffee cup here is Lethal Glass. And she made me this cup. That's the frog lady. You see frogs all over there. Custom glass is really important, guys. Like, here's my hippo piece right here. So this is what I smoke all my sift on. As you can see, every pipe's got a different function, like Tara was talking about. And then just do a basic, hey, we all got our spoons because you need one of these once in a while just for a quick hit on the go, because it's medicine. That's why we have all these different ways of devices being able to medicate. It's pretty cool to see all the different gadgets that we've had over the years, and we've always been quite accustomed to what we do. Someone was saying that in that interview I did with a newbie meets doobie. I just did an interview. It's probably on my Instagram there. It's looking back, it was kind of going through the history of how long we've been in this industry for, and a lot of people have been in here for their heart, and their passion has always been about medicine and growth and contribution. And over the years, you start seeing it with the groups of people who continually every day to share the knowledge and the passion of this plant. I appreciate all of you guys for saying good morning. And thank you for having me here. I appreciate you all.
We appreciate you, Johnny.
Damn right.
You
Agree
started
on that
this.
note.
You're one of those dudes that started the YouTube, dude. You and Bubble Man. I like much
100%.
respect to you guys.
I respect
Sure.
all of you and keeping this passion going, because if it isn't for all of us, it's people by numbers. We've changed the governments over the years. We're seeing it day by day and minute by minute. We see the change in this plant, and it's so rewarding to see what we're getting from it. And at the same time, there's a lot of ways of people, but I'm just seeing the regenerative medicines that are coming from cannabis and the new entourage effect of medicine that's coming from all of this. And like, the future is bright. We're just starting to look at this plant now. Researchers are just starting to look at the benefits of this cannabis plant. It's exciting.
So
keep talking.
D just typed in chat that Johnny B's kind of a hero to me. And you know what? I have the same.
You guys are
feeling.
my heroes.
You know
guys
what?
are my heroes.
Him and Bubble Man, and I'll tell you, I learned how to dab because of Johnny B and Bubble Man. And I first extracted and watched that dry sift video a million gazillion times. And I first did dry sift. Dry sift was my first hash that I actually smoked.
Mark
So
taught me
Bubble Man
that.
and Johnny B have so much to do with what I'm doing here, you guys. So the mycelium web is just building. And Johnny, you inspire so many people, and thank
Respect you
you for
guys.
being who you are. We really, really appreciate you in this community.
Give me goosebumps.
For sure,
I love you
exactly.
guys.
Big hugs,
hugs.
Well
like a
said
hug.
there. Well said.
Hi,
Yeah, you
Funny
guys are-
Farm. We got Funny Farm on. Hello, Funny. You want to say hello?
Looks like I'm doing one more dab
You're
then.
muted. You're muted, Funny.
Hi.
There you go. Hi. Welcome to the show. He's like, yeah, whatever. Sam, did you have something to say to Johnny? I know you've been on the internet forever. We've been hanging out in the lives forever. You've been in chat. We've known each other for quite a while in chat. Sam, go ahead.
Oh, Terry, you nailed it on the head there.
You're muted, Funny.
Everything you said is exactly pretty much what I would have said. Johnny and Bubble Man and everything that they done and reached out to everybody and shared, definitely sparked and gave me content to and stuff that I just wouldn't even known to even look into. It is most definitely been a resource that I cannot thank you enough for. You have been an amazing individual in my life and influence.
That's you're amazing. You give me goosebumps because you know what? It was my emotion, my passion. It's all I was just showing you passion, and you guys just are pulling in and doing the same thing. You're expressing your passion, doing exactly what you want. That's what's real rewarding. I get rewarded every day for what you guys say, and I thank you so much for following your passion. You know what I mean? That's what we're here to do. We're here for growth and contribution, love and connection. None of those 6 human needs, right? We get it all from one another in this plant, and just keep doing what we love doing. And I know every day and every way we keep seeing each other. So many different roles in life. It's pretty awesome.
For sure.
Guys, give me a little emotion here. I appreciate you guys a lot. I love you guys all, you know, and I love what we do for this plant, for one another. It's really rewarding for me, and I know just I just want to say thank you. You know, thank you for giving me the motivation to do what I do. You know, I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. You have no idea. You guys helped me do this. You got my morning walks. You see, it's like if I don't do this, I don't help that guy or this guy. And I get all the messages from all of you and everybody. You guys motivate me so much, and we motivate one another. And that's what's the joyous part of this is we keep pushing one another in so many different ways to do better for oneself and for this plant, for this planet. Pretty awesome.
Well said.
Damn right, John.
For sure.
And hey, Funny, are you
My mic
unmuted?
on?
There you go. Your mic's on,
Okay.
brother. Your mic's on. And I see we've
You
got
hear
Miss
me?
Funny too.
We can
Oh,
hear you.
shit. All right.
Well, you did it. You got you. Yeah. All these different damn apps, right?
I had this huge back feed. I couldn't figure out why I was hearing so many people talk at one time. I didn't turn my YouTube video off while I was on
That'll
there.
get you. That'll get you.
I'm sorry about that.
We didn't hear any of it. So don't worry. You were the one. You were muted.
Well, hello, everybody.
How you doing?
So I guess I'm having another dab. So I loaded another dab up just for you.
Well, welcome.
Still smoking my bong.
Nice. So that's exciting.
I have to say, I like some of the chats you guys get into in here. It's in depth. And who was it that said it's their first indoor grow right now?
That's D.
D?
I gotta
Man,
take this call,
congrats.
guys.
Good luck.
Go ahead, Johnny. We'll let you, Johnny. Thanks for joining us, Johnny. We'll chat later.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Johnny B, I think, is the one that you were introducing me to a while ago, Drake. I did the light testing between the high pressure sodiums and the LEDs.
Oh, he's done all sorts of stuff. I was actually just bugging him the other day. We're gonna have to get into some conversation soon. So we'll have to rope you into it too and have some good chat. And that sounds like another episode that'll have to come up. We haven't spoke about lights in general on the show for a while, so maybe we'll have to go and jump into that in the future. But yeah, John, we're gonna have to get into some of the light tech here soon.
I'm still HPS.
You're still HPS? Whoa.
Absolutely.
So it's like those guys that still have an 8-track. I like that. But you know what? It works
Yeah,
well.
that's huge.
You know what? But you know what? I talk about it because you know there's so many. The whole thing is with LEDs. It's different light recipes. There's so many different ways of growing with LEDs and understanding LEDs the growing future. It truly is the growing future because of the technology behind LED lights and the different. Well, we can follow the sun and we can push these plants to limits that we've never been able to push before. We're able to control the PPFD, the DLI. Then we start looking at a vapor pressure deficit, things we've never looked at. We're growing with HPS. We've never looked at these parameters and growing. We cause different diseases and stuff like that. There's no need for it whatsoever. Running LED lights properly, running rooms properly, being able to feed those plants properly with proper systems and understanding growth. I mean, we're getting to a different growing stages. So I'm learning every day, and I'm looking forward to getting into some of these more high-tech gardens and how they're being fed directly each plant, and then they're reading the leaf and understanding what these plants are needing and getting this. Just like it's all AI now. There's some stuff changing, guys. That's like you're seeing the technology today is coming down to medicine. There's this shit. I'm not involved with it right now and take a look at what they're able to do with advanced technologies coming to MRIs and ultrasound technologies, be able to pinpoint things with sound and be able to fix things that we've never been able to fix before. They're doing that with plants too. You know, if there's ways of moving things with sound, we could see that 100%.
I agree. I don't think LED is quite there yet, matching that high pressure sodium. And all the
It's
guys
surpassed that.
I don't. I'm not being mean to anybody, but my
You
personal
don't have to be
opinion,
mine. That it's whatever his opinion is and what they believe, and that's so fine. That's a great way of looking at how you get your growth from and what you're able to achieve from your plants. But LEDs is a different technology. You have to change things. So you have to change your vapor pressure deficit. You're going to have to take a look at VP. You have to look at things when growing with LEDs, where when growing with HPS lights, there's a technology with growing with that too. Just like there is with playing records, reading DVDs, playing cassettes. You know, there's all different ways of doing this. There's technologies that doing that. And some people live by that. I got guys who have reel to reel, and I'll tell you that fucking shit is killer, and you don't see it anywhere. And it is by far, it's the quads, you know what I mean? And I got guys growing with HPS and metal halide bulbs that grow weed that you've never seen before. It's just fucking bang on. And I've tested their lights actually and copied their light recipes and put them into LED technology because it was just the way their lights have actually been producing. And we're talking, they're growing plants this far away from it. And I know what they're doing, and it was just blowing me away. So it's what you do. And if you're great with that bulb and you're great with that technology, man, fucking awesome, man. You know what I mean? It's what you do.
I average for 1,000-watt high pressure sodium over a 4 foot by 4 foot area. I average about between 2 and 3 pounds every 60 square foot.
That's nice.
And I haven't seen too many people. And the guys that switch to LEDs, you're right, it is a different growing technique, different height distance, different temp, different. I don't care about VPD, to be honest. I'm a farmer.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. There you go.
I believe in the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I believe in, I've got great light coverage. When I use my light meter from the middle all the way to the outside of my tray, I've got fully maxed out. Good water, good temperature, right mix, oxygenated. Yeah,
I love that you just said the KISS method, man. I want to give you a thank you for that because I just implemented that into my system. Keep it simple, stupid. It was just told to me in big letters the other day, and you're the first person to say that. And now you just made it even better, man. It is. It's the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. And it is really that way. You got to sum things down because I'm always the guy that goes like this, as everybody knows. But keep it simple, stupid is good for people where they want to achieve and what they're at right now and what they're doing. And a lot of people want that. And then there's people who want to, I'm always looking for that new way of, for me, it's my healthcare. I'm looking at new ways of innovation, look at new ways of growth. That plant gives me that new way of growth, that new way of life for me. So whatever you do, right? Some people are quite happy and they have other ways of growth over here. And this is what their consistency is. I'm always achieving different ways of growth. I like the LED lights. I've been going down that rabbit hole for a very long time, and seeing the technologies and how it's advancing for me is exciting. So I like playing with it. And I'm growing for me, so I get to get all these different you know what I mean? It's like it's always here.
Absolutely.
So it makes it fun for me at the same time, and it gives me my growth. And I love how different people and what they do and how they do it. And I love those guys. They're still they're my friends. They're still growing with their HPS. One guy's got the same bulb for 8 years. He grows some of the best weed you've ever seen.
No. Those bulbs are only good to last 8 months, 10 months.
Oh,
Like,
he's
if
been growing the same bulb 8 years, dude.
he's-
And I've tested his light recipe. He keeps his plants this far away. It's killer. It's killer weed. He
I'm glad
runs
it works for
tier
him, but what
system.
happens is your bulb degrades.
I know.
Over time.
I know. I already know. I've
You know what I was gonna
experienced
say.
it. He doesn't care. He's just like, and I laughed at it. But you know what? It's how you grow, right? And that's what you just got to respect what you do. And I say that with all of you guys out there. You know, it just do what you love to do. It doesn't have to be this way or that way. It has to be the way that you want it. And if that's what works for you, that's what works for you. And you know, the nice thing is about if you're still growing with HPS and metal highlights, those balances are pretty cheap. Now you can get a lot of those, get a lot of that stuff, pretty good deal. And HPS always will perform because we're used to it and it works. All right.
John,
And,
how long did you grow with HPS for?
30 some odd years, probably 88, 98, 2008, 2018. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're versed enough. You've played around with a few of the companies and
I've grown with every light on the market. Every light. I've grown with the first LEDs, the Cobbs. Landon laughed at me when I brought them out from like 2008. Oh, I remember those because Landon, the owner of Alias LED, he's a guru like we are with cannabis. He is with LED lights. He's been doing this like for so long. It's ridiculous. That's why we get the advancements with his technology. It's just because of how much he loves LED lights. Like we love strains. He likes dials and understanding lights, and he's been doing it a very long time. Right. So with lighting with me, I've seen all the different metal highlights, the high pressure sodiums, and then we got into the 315s and the 600s, and then the ceramic metal highlights. Those came into play. We got even a more spectrum with that, but that was very short lived because between the CMSHs and those 600s, and then the LED explosion was around that same time. So there was a short lived, but I really believe the 615s and those 315 ceramic metal highlights, they have a beautiful spectrum to them. They grow fantastic cannabis and they outperformed my 1,000 watts. I saw them in the end there. I only had a brief little run with them, but they were really good, really well designed for a 315. I think there was one of my videos there a couple of years ago. I was really impressed with it, and I still remember that. And I remember testing the light recipe on it just as I got my meter at the end when I was switching over to LEDs. And I pulled like 2.5 pounds from a 315 watt, 2 pounds. It's pretty good.
That's really good, to be honest.
Yeah, I really killed it on the end. Yeah. I remember it was the amount of jars. It's all on video, so I have to go back and look at it. But I did very well with those 315s. I was really impressed with that.
I think the best I've ever done. The best I've ever done was 3 pounds, 1 ounce per 4x4 area in my grow. I mean, it was consistent it was more than a 4x4, but when I rated weight, I just did it per watt, per light. So I got 3 pounds, 1 ounce per light. And I haven't seen.
I'll tell you what, one of the production grows that I started out here in Oklahoma, we ran a combination of the CMH. We actually had the dual 315s for 630.
That's what I was like. Make those dual 15, 630s.
So every other light was LED. So we got the best of both worlds, but you could see a little bit of a difference in between the two, but the yield still came out roughly about the same.
Yeah.
But then again, the LEDs were only at, what were they, 600 watts compared to the dual 315.
Yeah, when I said those 315s came out, they were short lived. It was too bad because they were good, but the LEDs just kind of crushed them pretty quickly because of the technology with LED lights. There's like 700 different companies on the market, so you don't know. Like there's so many different light recipes out there, and it's really looking at those light recipes. And I've been talking a little bit. I put plants. I was getting ready to go, but I love talking about weeds, so I'm sitting here talking with you guys. But I sat outside and I put plants, Medikush, put the same strain underneath all different leaf density trees. So plums, pears, apples, grapes, they all had different light recipes. And I got to watch how the plants grew over the fire of 4 or 5 months. And I actually documented different things and wrote things down, kept my little light meter, went around and checked it out and saw how the different patterns grew. And with that, I started looking more at the LEDs and then seeing how plants were growing with light, and then paying attention to deep VPD inside the room, not really outside the room. Then I started looking at PPFD at times of the day. And we're talking like where it would be in September, where it is in August, where it is in July, and start kind of playing with that little recipe. Now, this is coming out, like it's stuff that I'm just kind of looking at, right? But think about this, guys. We could do so much now with LED lights where we can't do with surrounding with these other lights now. So we're able to start playing a little bit more. We're starting to get bigger yields. We're starting to get more terpenes. They're saying 100% more terpenes are coming out of it. Our hash guys saying their hash runs are definitely bigger with LED lights, 100% straight across the board. Anybody who's running any really good hash runs really prefer LED grown for hash. They're saying that over and over. We're seeing higher terpenes in the COAs too. So LED lights are the growing future. But once again, it's, you know what I mean? There's so much more with that. There's a lot more to it to get to there. It's fun, right? And
I do think it's the future. But I don't think it's surpassed high pressure sodium. And metal halides can't be in the same competition because, to be honest, metal halides, that's all pointless. That was a marketing scheme. And if you know lights, you know what I'm talking about. Because if you have a proper high pressure sodium bulb, it puts out more metal halide blue and far blue rays than the plant can even take in.
The metal halides got more blue, metal ceramic. I mean, high pressure sodiums don't have any blue. I have all the testing sitting on my phone. I've tested all the different lights and recipes and stuff like that. So what was nice about the ceramic, the CMHs, is they have a full Macrobee curve. They got a lot of the whole spectrum in there. Whereas like the HPS didn't have more of green and a red spike between the 570 and the 630. You saw a massive spike and a little bit of blue, where their metal highlights had a more blue, little bit of green and red. They had more some red coming out of the 680, 670, some small spikes. I can even picture this in my head because actually I'm writing a book on understanding LEDs because I'm kind of curious. I got to write everything down because I'm trying to really look at, you know, the difference between the sun and what we see with the sun, what we see with all these different bulbs and all the different, what was only offered to us at that time and the era at that present time. Now we're at a present time in a different era where we're offered this now, which is just a different technology. So it's like going back and dialing back with anything we look at. We just keep moving forward with even advancements. And when it comes to our healthcare and everything, it's just, we're moving forward with more advancements. Can't deny that technology is moving forward, and this is what we're getting from it. And we're trying to grow indoors more rapidly with different technologies to try to grow in this space. This technology is going as far as NASA going to Mars, and what they're doing with LED lights for different growths. Red creates elongate stem and creates leaf expansion. We're getting bigger growth, quicker growth with different reds that we're seeing that aren't offered through these other lights. So LEDs can now surpass growth and be able to actually create get strains to finish quicker and sooner. And we see that we're getting quicker and bigger growth. But I mean, we're also seeing more terpenes. We're seeing more flavors because there's less heat. So then we're looking at how, it's just, we keep moving forward with it. So it's kind of fun, right? So,
and overall, the heat units themselves are actually up higher because with LED you run your rooms a lot more, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole that I'd like to jump in. One key point I kind of wanted to jump in for a lot of people that are watching, and for funny too, because I mean, like firsthand, like as you said, like he's definitely not playing around with these HPS. He's, he'd take most of you to the bank from what I've seen. But for the LEDs that you've experienced, John, because you've gone through so many, and you kind of were right there when all these different LEDs were coming out and kind of competing, and there was a lot of China products, low-end products. Would you say that there's roughly like 80% or so of the LEDs out there that are just pretty well not up to par and really skewing the market? Whereas when you get down to like some of these really nice lights, like the Alias you speak of, or HLGs, the high-end Migro, the different maybe even the brand new Gavitas that are switched over. But until you start getting to these kind of Ferrari, these Gucci fixtures, would you say it's fair to say that lots of these lights just don't necessarily compete well, and that's why when people switch over to some basic Amazon light and try to replace their HPS, it just doesn't work? Or like, what have you seen with your tests? Like, where are you at? Because I know now it's getting a little bit better with like across the board because the technology is catching up, but I just still see it personally. Lots of these lights just aren't very good comparisons, but it's like, unless you're using maybe one of these high-end fixtures, good luck replacing, like, for someone that knows what they're doing, that's killing it already. There's no way you're going to have a good comparison in my mind unless you get to use one of these top end fixtures.
I replaced my 1,000-watt HID. I had two HIDs, and I replaced them with the 650 Scorpion Diablos, two of them.
That's what I'm talking about.
And guys, I mean, it was a learning curve at first. I've been doing it. The changeover has been done now for about a year and a half. And the humidity difference, you know what I'm saying? From
there you go, VPD.
But that was about it. I mean, once I learned that, dude, it was fucking thumbs up, and we're talking like power saving with just as much oomph. I mean, so because I know what you're talking about. Those HIDs are fucking workhorses. They really are.
And this is really important is the light in particular using how's the red, because I've tested the light and I know the light spectrum on, and it's pushing at the 670 nanometer, and it's pushing past that it's got that light recipe that works, right? So same with Gavita, same with like ThinkGrow, same with Alias, of course, because they've actually pushed it past at the 730 mark. We even got a new one coming out at the 780 that I can talk about, which is a light that I was testing, but it's the new recipes coming out and taking a look at. Just what we're looking at is there's more stuff coming out. We did a little interview with Alias back in December. Ryan, the owner of the company, talked more about the light that we were looking at, stuff that I was testing over a while, stuff that Lennon had been hypothesizing about and talking about. And I was able to just fuck around because I had, the power of nature, which is leaf. And why things were growing differently under different things in my yard. And I was having fun with that. We're able to take a look at more technology that's coming out. And you're seeing that more and more. That's what's exciting about growing with LEDs and seeing that, is we're able to just keep looking forward more. And some companies are just putting a name on something and slapping their name on something. And some companies are moving forward with technologies and dialing in light recipes where we can start actually changing the light recipes and bringing in different spectrums at different times of the day, and start talking about more what I'm talking about, which is when the higher PPFD levels are, when we're coming to the end of flowering cycles, and when you can actually start mimicking outside levels of daily light integrals, which is DLI, and PPFD levels through times of days, to be able to produce a higher quantity and better quality of flower and food indoors. Yeah.
It's funny you said that, Johnny, because I was going to say before, when we were doing that checkerboard, we did notice under the CMH that the plants were hitting their DLI before the LEDs. So, I mean, sometimes it may not be beneficial to run that kind of system, but when every light's going to have its own that you got to figure out the DLI and the dial.
See, I'll say this now, and I don't want to say it, but there's going to be a time when it's coming soon. Will be AI, advanced technologies, reading the leaf, getting it its proper daily light integrals, its proper PPFD levels, and proper food and lines fed through a lot of things. It's like because you could see it happening. I see these rolling machines that are in the millions of dollars that are rolling 10,000 joints an hour and shit like that, guys. And now they're reading plant designs that can read the plants, what it needs food wise, injecting it with food, giving it exactly what it needs to give its growth patterns and everything. It's like, and they're sterile environments where they're growing this because they need to grow food to produce food, and they're housing energy. And that's the next big thing, is where they can be able to actually grow this. Well, they know they need energy to house the energy to grow the indoor food, so they can supply the world's population with what it needs for nutrients. Because there's a reality, and then there's us growing outside and doing regenerative growing and stuff like that, which is important, is showing people they can do this at home, and they can be self-sufficient, and they can get the proper lights that will work for them. If need to, they can grow indoor or outdoor, because you got to start somewhere. And I've been doing it in my sink in my bathroom, just proving that these fucking certain lights, like the white ones or the yellow ones over here, grow differently, right? Because I'm just playing. I'm just a research guy looking at how plants work inside every kind of light and seeing how we can do this for the future, because the future is about growth.
Of course. Of course, and I see that, and I don't think it. I think it's I'm on neither side of the fence on that, because I see there's so much potential for, like, exactly what you said, with us showing what we can be doing with the regenerative side of farming outdoors, and then just having that diversity and having it so that a plant is able to take what the plant wants and wants it needs, because indoor in the sterile environment, they have to apply these pre-chelated nutrients to the plant so it's plant available, and they just make it roll. It's sterile. Everything's got to be very precise and isolated. So in theory, you could give the plant exactly what the plant's taking outdoors if you know exactly what it wants. But in reality, it's so complex and there's so much to it outdoors that we're never, well, not never, but in any time soon, not going to be able to understand, because we know like less than 2% of the microbial population that's out there, theorized right now. So it's like to try and presume what interactions are happening and then provide the end result in an available form in a sterile environment. That's going to be really hard to do. So there's going to be pretty bomb quality plants that are grown in these sterile environments that have pretty much everything the plant needs. But it's like, when we say everything the plant needs, it's going to be like these 16 or these 28 or these 30 things, when in reality, it's probably hundreds or thousands or so. There's so many other things going into it. So when we can do that outdoors for so cheap and make it in a sustainable way, there's still a lot of promise. So I don't think any of us are getting chased away. We just might have to change a little bit how we're thinking. And same with indoors. We can do this so sustainably. Unfortunately, the most sustainable thing is LEDs as well. So whether it's right on point, past, or not quite at the same level as the technologies yet, even though we all have our own opinions and some have, some data to show on it, it's still going to be the most affordable, sustainable, and best way to move in the future to compete with these markets. Because as we're seeing in certain places, like here in Canada, prices get driven down really quickly, and it's not super depressing and depleting unless you've based your whole industry off kind of these legacy prices. Other than that, you're still going to be able to get by and make things.
I love it.
You got to be passionate. You have to be passionate, and that's something John will preach. If you're not passionate, you're going to get pushed out right away.
Yeah, like with me, the price has changed. I'm over here going.
Hashtag legacy prices. Is that like the new thing? Legacy prices, Drake. That was.
Oh my goodness, no! But it's tough to see. It's tough to see, especially for a lot of these farmers that have risked so much for their whole lives, and it was a whole just different world, and now we're seeing the bad guys coming in and taking over and then driving the prices down. It's a whole different thing, but there's still plenty of room. We just got to find, our spot, and our product is going to shine at the end. And that's what shows. It's the passion. It's the fact that we're willing to learn. We're always advancing, and we're not necessarily so stuck on
find your group of people, find your clique, and stay with your clique. And you can find that in any community, anywhere in the world. Everybody's got their group of people, and you can supply and help one another through trading and through just different things of like, I need this done, I got that for you, or this is what I do and I got that. Like, that's the whole thing. It's like going back to certain things that we can and cannot do. A lot of us are privileged to do things. A lot of people are in concrete jungles. We got to really come understand that they can't do exactly what a lot of us are doing, which is growing or anything like that. So, I mean, where they're what can they access? Where are they able to get things? Where, you know what I mean? So there's a whole nother talk right now. I was gonna go and do a few things. I'm gonna get going here, guys. It's been a little bit, so I'm gonna I gotta cut myself off. I know when there's a time when I just gotta go. That's it. I'm done. As always, I love talking.
You want to talk about VPD and elevation?
Oh, he does.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just kidding.
Fuck me, man. Oh my God, do I want to talk to you about this?
We'll bring you back later.
We'll
bring you back later.
Dude, I'd love to talk to you about VPD and elevation. Oh my God, you're the only person that's ever said that. And I've had a... Because I had a grow I had
a grow at 10,100 feet elevation.
Donnie, to be continued. Let's do the next one. We'll bring you and Funny back, and we're gonna.
I was like, "Can you actually doing this to me?" See, I'm being pulled. I'm like, "Okay, do I really need to go and do this other stuff that's really important?"
Yeah, go get it done, Johnny. Go get it done.
Johnny,
I'll talk to you soon, Johnny.
We're closing up right now.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great growth day. You know what? Keep doing what you love doing. I'll watch this later and laugh. But thanks again. Appreciate you guys all. Have a great day. Peace and love.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, leave it to Funny asking those questions right before someone wants to go.
You're just such a good fisherman, right?
I got like 20 questions if you really want to know.
Well, okay, so this is a continued conversation.
We'll get into it.
Drake and I have decided to pull back and only go live on Saturdays as a set schedule. So we're going to be doing a lot more pop-up lives during the week. If we have a certain person that's going to come on and we only have them for a limited time and a limited day or a limited thing, we're going to go live. So if y'all aren't subscribed, y'all aren't on our Discord, y'all aren't on our Instagram, I don't know how else hell you're going to get notified. So you better figure it out. So you better get those notifications. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up today and subscribe. Any final sayings today? I think we've had an awesome conversation. I definitely want to have some more conversations with you all. Funny, you're definitely coming back. We're going to really get back in with you and Johnny. We're going to continue that conversation. So any final thoughts for the day? I'll let you start, Funny, and then we'll go around. Go ahead.
Here's a good thought for you. The whole industry between hemp and marijuana is only here because of the at-home grower who pushed and pushed and pushed and hid and did their thing. The genetics, the strains, the things that we have. So as we go into the future, I understand Johnny's thing with AI and all that. I still think in the end, it's going to come down to the farmer. It's going to be you in your house, in your farm, your garden, and sustaining your life, not big pharma. That's all.
We have the power to make it that way. We have the power to make it that way. Such great sentiment. Thank you so much, Funny.
You don't have to spend a lot of money to get started. You just get your seed, get your light, get your environment, and move forward. Learn, grow. Thank you.
Very well said. All right, D, Mr. Brain Zombies. Any final words for you? I know you're going to get coffee.
How did you know, Tara? How did you know? Exactly. Tim Hortons, here we come. We already went to one. They didn't have the ice cap for Mrs. D, so we have to go to another one. But you can find me on Instagram at D_zombie_ and tune in tonight. I'm on Fumi's channel at 11 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for having us, Tara. It's awesome.
Thanks for being here today, D.
Of course.
Mr. Vetsgrow, how about you? Any final thoughts for the day?
Absolutely. You know, it's a beautiful day out here. There's always better days ahead. Put the past behind. Live today. Stay medicated. And everybody, happy growing.
I love it. Mr. Sam, how about you? We didn't even get to see your grow. Johnny was talking, y'all got talking about lights and shit. I didn't even get in there and see your grow, so we'll have to see your grow next time.
No worries.
So final thoughts wrapping things up. Go ahead.
Final thoughts. Nothing real deep, man. Just had a really great conversation with all y'all. Always do, anytime, don't really have any kind of social media to kind of, drop or anything. If you're on a Discord, part of Discord, check out the IRI Army, or DGC or Terrors, we're all there. We all love to chitter chat. So hit us up. We'll be around.
Love it. Thanks, man. We appreciate you popping on.
And I always say Erie, and it's supposed to be Irie.
Erie.
So that's
Irie.
I know it is, and I just kind of comes out wrong. So I'm gonna apologize right now if I say it that way. But there's always live chats going on that Discord, like Sam just mentioned. There's several Discords, you guys. There's music Discords, there's video game Discords. If you're finding if you're lonely out there, it's your own fault, because there's all these communities out there. Just reach out and find one. Find a community. Sure. If one's not tickling your fancy, go find another one. There's a million of them out there. And I think that's what's super important, that everybody needs to just go find their place, find their people, find their tribe, find the people you agree with, find the ones that you really feel good about hanging with, that inspire you, because that's the only way you're going to become healthier. And Mr. Red River, any final words from you today?
Oh, just everybody have a great weekend. It's Valentine's Day weekend, so I know a lot of people are gonna, make sure you make some special plans. And it's just an awesome time, and glad to see everybody. And just have a great weekend. Be as Bill and Ted say, be excellent to each other. So cheers, y'all.
Oh shit, Valentine's Day weekend. Y'all better, most of you are all guys that watch this channel.
It means it's on Monday.
So by the way, it's on Monday. And if you don't have something now, you better figure something out. And you know what?
Yeah, you got till Monday.
Not all women want the same thing. Not all women need jewelry. Not all women want flowers. Be in tune with your woman and think and be thought and think with your head and your heart and think about what she would maybe really want. Something really thoughtful this year would be really a treat. Think about that. I'm going to think of something for my husband. I'm going to give him something a little thoughtful. We really don't spend a lot of money on gifts, especially like these type of gifts, like especially Valentine's Day. Fuck, the flowers are so expensive and they just die. Give me a big, nice bud, and then I can hang it upside down. And when that dries, I can squish it. That's what the fuck I want. So there you go. Drake, any final thoughts for the day? Go ahead.
Hey, honey, we're making hash today. Surprise. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an awesome time. You never know what we're going to chat about, but we love to chat. I love to chat fast. I can't do it any other way. So if you can't keep up, you'll have to slow me down. But other than that, fucking have a great afternoon. Dabs up, much love. I'm going to be hashing soon, so that's why I'm additionally excited. So I did most of the prep, and I'm ready to have a hashy evening tonight. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes tonight or tomorrow. Much love, everyone.
Hell yeah. Get the hash on. All right, y'all. Peace and love. Till the next time. Have a fabulous time. We'll see you for sure next Saturday and maybe a surprise live during the week. Cheers, love, and peace.